All right. Hi, everyone. Today we are launching Brown Woman Health's Garam Girl Summer series, which is a play off of the concept of Hot Girl Summer. And this week we're going to have an amazing lineup of South Asian women who are going to be talking about today, for example, body positivity to weightlifting as South Asian women, and also some healthy recipes. So today we are being joined by Amsi, who is a singer-songwriter based in New York City. And we're going to have a really important conversation on body positivity because I think that's the best way to start a week like this. So I will wait for her live request, but thank you for joining our live, and we're super excited to kick off this week. And okay.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. It's been so long.
I
So
know.
excited. Yeah, I love your earrings. Very
Oh, thank you
similar.
so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah. But yeah, before we start, like how are you doing? What's been up?
Nothing much. I just came from a flight, so I'm a little bit, a little bit all over the place, but I'm so happy to be a part of this. This is so amazing that you have this series called Garam Girl Summer. Sorry, it's a little tongue twister, but it's so interesting that you guys are shedding light on South Asian women and, I mean, I know as like a South Asian woman myself, just being in this community, it can be confusing on what is like hot, what's not. Like sometimes, we get criticized for either showing too much skin or not showing enough skin. So it really is the definition of what we choose to make Garam Girl Summer. And I think it's so great that you're highlighting these different aspects of like weightlifting and health, and also just in general, just like feeling positive about oneself.
Yeah. Yeah, no, for sure. I think a main part of it, like what you mentioned, like we get criticized for showing too much skin, not a lot of skin, or even just like weight a lot of the times. There's so many different
Yeah,
standards within the community. So I thought this would be like the perfect way to start this week because when we talk about like, hot girl summer, garam girl summer,
yeah,
what does that even mean? Like what you just said. And I think it really just means being positive, like body positive. And just,
exactly. I think it
yeah.
means so many things. It can mean so many things to different people. Like being hot is not just about looks, and it's not just about vanity. Being
Yeah.
hot, being confident within yourself, and being able to kind of just being able to just say, you know what, I love who I am and who I'm becoming, and I love my growth, and I'm gonna change, and I'm gonna be someone different every single day. So just enjoying that journey with yourself as a woman, I think, is the most important thing, most important takeaway from Hot Girl Summer or Garam Girl Summer, is that, you know, we're not done growing yet. After you've done puberty, it doesn't mean you've just stopped growing as a person. There's emotional growth, there's
Yeah.
mental growth. A hot girl summer can literally just mean like I took care of my depression, or I found ways to cope with my anxiety, or I have found a new outlet for myself. I'm creating art, or I'm doing something else. Like it
Yeah.
could mean so many different things.
Hmm. Yeah, I know. And I think especially during the pandemic, we've seen such a like increase with mental health. That's like a huge thing. And we also kind of coined like mental health Mondays. So it's no
Yeah,
coincidence that's a Monday, but
yeah. All fun days.
yeah. But yeah, no, I think you're totally right. Like just taking these small like time for yourself and growing in any sort of way is the definition of hot girl summer. It's not just fitness. It's not just
Mhm.
eating differently, though that could be a huge part of it when it comes
Yeah,
to taking care of your mental health as well, like your diet and all of that.
Yeah.
But tell me about your journey. Like, I feel like you're one of the most like confident and most body positive like role models out there at the South Asian community. So,
First of all, thank you so much. You're giving me way too much credit because I do care a lot. Might not come off on social media, but I do care a lot. But I think the journey really starts with kind of just recognizing I do care. I do care. Everyone cares about how they look and how they present themselves to the world. It's all natural. We're all human beings, and we do care when, we look pretty. Like, we do get a feeling of, when we post a good pic and like people like it. It is like a serotonin boost.
Right.
Like, we can't deny ourselves of that, I think that's where we go wrong, is we try to deny ourselves our vanity, even though we can be vain. We're human. That's what it's part of. Like, I mean, look at a peacock, right? Like, a peacock shows his feathers, right? And who is to say we don't like to show ours a little bit? I think that's part of the journey, is realizing like, okay, I feel good when I feel good when I feel good when. And realizing and really taking its time to like analyze, like, why do I feel good when I do certain things? Or for instance, I went through a journey with food, right? I love food. Food is my coping mechanism for literally anything. It's bad, but like, I love eating. I just can't help it. And I realized I came to a point where I was doing all these yo-yo diets. I was doing keto. I was doing Whole30. I was vegan for a week. I was all these things. And I remember just at one point being like, when is this mentality going to stop? Because clearly the moment you stop your diet, the second after, you're going to want to eat and enjoy and do all of the things that you did before. So how can we make this a more lifestyle thing as opposed to a non-lifestyle thing? And just having that weird, diet culture. And there's nothing wrong with going on a diet and doing what you need to do. Again, it's all about what you want to bring to the table and want to put on this planet, what you want to put out. If you want to eat salads every day and you want to be healthy and treat your body like that, that's great. If you are really into carbs and really like fatty foods, who's to say that's a bad thing? It doesn't mean that nothing is good or bad. Everything is just kind of, we try to put things into categories in our head, but we don't realize what that does to us. And I think it's just about not shaming yourself into doing something you don't want to do or don't feel like you are mentally there to do. And I think that's why so many people fall off of diets. It's why I have fallen off of a diet. And I'm just realizing more and more that I'm happier when I feel in control of my body, in terms of I don't feel like overeating. I don't feel like the food is going anywhere or anything like that. I feel more at ease when I'm like, cool, I can eat a piece of cake and I can go to the gym tomorrow, and I don't feel like this overwhelming pressure and shame. Especially in our culture, specifically, the first thing that people, any auntie that will ask you is, oh, well, you got fat. Like, they'll say these things. And or like they'll comment on your weight. You could be really skinny or you could be really fat. It doesn't matter. And they're always commenting on it. And it's something that does stick with girls. And I think we need to change that. It's up to our generation to change that kind of attitude. And it's up to our generation to also just like kind of stand up for ourselves and be like, I don't feel comfortable with you commenting on my weight. Like, you don't know what I've been through. You don't know my coping mechanisms. You don't know. It's all a mental game. And I think if you don't know somebody's story, there's no reason for you to be commenting on their weight, regardless of what you know about them.
I definitely think, like, in general, like, weight should not even be like you shouldn't
Yeah.
even have to explain yourself in general with weight when it comes to that. And I think especially in the South Asian culture, there's this whole like auntie culture, and then there's the whole like, you know, there's certain body shaming. I think a good example is I was at someone's place for dinner party and I didn't eat like a roti, and then I got a comment like, "Oh, are you on a no carbs diet?" And I was like,
Yeah.
"I'm not on a diet," but you know, like things like that. We should refrain from them. And I think speaking about diets, we had a podcast episode with culinary medicine professionals, and they even said like diets are really not it. Like you just need to be eating healthy, like add in like some fruits or vegetables so you're treating your body right, and you're, you know, having all of that, you know, good nutrients and all of that stuff. But at the same time, you know, diets are not sustainable. Especially like, you know, keto, and you can't really limit yourself from like, if you want to eat cake or like ice cream, like that's not bad. Like they even said it, like it's possible to eat these things. And yeah, it really sucks when you're like limiting yourself, especially when you have like negative body image or anything like that. So yeah. Really
I mean, I for a very long time, and I still struggle with it. It's a thing that ebbs and flows. There are days that you're going to feel good about your body, and there are days that you're going to feel like terrible. Like you're just going to look at yourself and you're like, I don't even want to.
Okay, I will wait on her to come back. Okay.
Hello, sorry.
Hi. No worries.
I don't know what happened there. But I was just saying, like, you know, there are going to be days where you don't feel good about yourself. And on those days, it's important to remember that it's not all about what you see on Instagram and what the world's kind of putting out there for you to see. It's all about how you handle that type of situation, and like giving yourself some extra love that day, and like kind of making sure that like it's not always about, you know, looking good. It's about how you feel. Like if you, you know, sometimes you will be bloated. As a woman, you get bloated. As a woman, you go through things every month. Literally every month we go through a cycle, the menstruation cycle,
Right.
and it changes our body every single time. So, you know, rather than beating ourselves up in the mirror and like picking at ourselves, wouldn't it be nice to just be like, okay, it is what it is today. I'm not feeling that great. Let me just go for a walk, or let me do something that I like to do to make myself feel better, as opposed to just shaming myself and being like, I'm so fat, I'm so ugly, I'm so this, I'm so that. Because I've done it. I've really done it. I mean, there was a photo I posted like 4 weeks ago or something, and I was in a kind of a high-waisted bathing suit, and I was wearing I was just wearing a bathing suit.
Right.
I remember like looking at that picture and being like, I am so ugly. Like, I can't believe I let myself get this big. I used to be so thin. What happened? Why do I have no control over myself? Mind you, this was 2 weeks after I got vaccinated, so I did not have the opportunity to go to the gym all the time. We just had gone through a very traumatic period of human history. And I'm sitting here just like grilling myself and making myself feel terrible.
Yeah.
And it doesn't make me want to go to the gym, and it doesn't make me want to eat right. What that makes me want to actually do is run away and hide in a corner and you know, eat ice cream and just be sad.
Yeah.
It doesn't motivate me. Shaming does not motivate you. So on those days where you don't feel as good, and I don't even know why I posted the picture, because I really thought, posting the picture maybe might help me. But in the moment I was like, I am disgusting. But you know what it did do? It did help someone else, which I was really proud of, because I was like, it took guts to post a picture that you don't really like of yourself.
Yeah.
And have someone say to you, it gave me the courage to post something of mine. So
That's
now
great.
I'm like at a point where, if I can feel confident about myself so that someone else can feel confident about themselves, it kind of helps. Like it really does when you start, thinking about body positivity and not just your own, because it's easy to get trapped in your own, anxiety.
Right.
So when you start saying like things like, someone else looks like me, and someone else has the same body, and someone else is going through that same struggle.
Yeah.
And would you say that to them if they were coming to you and talking to you about themselves the way you're talking to yourself?
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely not.
No,
I
yeah.
would never tell that person, oh my God, you're so ugly. How did you get that way?
Right.
Why
Yeah.
would I do that to myself?
Mm-hmm.
So I think the key here is sometimes when we get into our own heads, it's important to maybe like get off of the social media, talk to someone about it, and even if that talk doesn't seem helpful in the moment, in the long run, letting that negativity go will help. Because now I'm in a better space than I ever was before. I'm in Miami right now. And, I remember the last time I came here, I was so insecure. I was like, oh my God, I look weird in these dresses, and my stomach and this and that. And when I look back at those pictures, I was like, wow, I was so beautiful. Why was I like literally ripping myself a new butthole for one of these? It's silly. It's really silly that we talk to ourselves so horribly when we would never ever say these things to another human being.
Right. Yeah. And I think even in the chat, like someone commented, you'd be surprised how many people would actually say it other than,
oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, aunties will maybe say it, but like, I don't know how necessarily is it really important for people to take other people's negativity to heart,
And also, like, I think for me, something that's been a good thing in a sense during the pandemic is like the negative people. Like, I haven't, interacted with them. Like, I don't have to see them if I don't want to. Like, there's no way I'm gonna Zoom these people either. And I think that really helps. And then with social media, I was talking to someone else as well, and it's so important to diversify our feeds on social media and see other, like, for me, I think it's women of color, because at the same time, there's also the concept in the South Asian community of colorism, and I think that plays a huge role in positivity as well. So seeing people that like actually look like me or like look like us is so important as well, and not just limiting to like Bollywood actors and actresses, but like actually diversifying it.
Absolutely, I think it's so important that we now know that this algorithm is based on what we like, right? They're advertising to us.
Yeah.
Why not you can create your own feed. You have the power to create your own feed and who you choose to follow. And if it's positive people who love their bodies, you're going to naturally love your body as well. I follow a lot of Indian influencers, and they are so positive. And I know they don't necessarily feel that every single day, but when they are so positive, I realize I can be that way too.
Right.
It's a lot easier to look at someone like yourself and be like, yeah, I can do that. Like, I have no qualms or issues of doing that. I can do that.
Right. Yeah.
Once you create that own feed for yourself, that's more like almost like your own vision board.
Right.
Really have it's endless.
Yeah.
And I encourage people to diversify their feeds and also just be kinder to yourself. We really did go through something horrible. Like, there's no denying the trauma that we have all faced this past year. And the thing is, the ramifications have not fully it's not fully set in. It's still kind of it's still a weird balance. I know there's some people who are going full force, fully vaccinated, and they're like, yeah, whatever, woo. But like, you know, everyone handles trauma and problems differently.
Yeah.
Some people turn to food. I turned to food for comfort because it seemed like the only thing that was actually stable in the world was
Yeah.
me getting food. For some people, it's, you know, putting themselves into work. For some people, it's exercising. For some people, it's, you know, alcohol. For everyone has their own kind of thing going on, and we all have to remind ourselves, just because someone's coping in a different way doesn't mean that we're not good enough.
Right.
It just means that they cope differently. If someone exercised a lot and they got their like weight together, rather than being like, oh, I wish, you know, just be happy for them. Just take it what it is.
Yeah.
Because that someone can inspire you to do the same. You don't know that. And there's no reason to shame people who are fit or skinny or not skinny. Like, it's all a spectrum. Our bodies do different things and handle stress differently. I mean, we have cortisone in our bodies that handle stress, and that is a weight gaining thing. It's part of survival instinct. And we need to remind ourselves, even our baseline metabolisms are all different. You know, some people could be burning so many calories just by sitting, and some people don't, and that's fine. And you know what, if you need to buy a different size of something, or so what if you don't fit into something as good anymore? Instead of thinking of it as a negative, try placing it as a positive of like, I get a new wardrobe. I get to wear things that are more comfortable for me. I get to add things to my life, not take away. If you feel like you need to, you know, be in a more healthy way, say you've been eating, you know, fried chicken or fried paneer or anything, and you've just been eating a lot of bad stuff, rather than saying, oh, I have to take away all this fried food. No, you just have to add fruits and vegetables. Just add. And obviously it's all easier said than done, but this whole idea, we've already taken too much away from our lives.
Yeah.
A lot of freedom has been taken away in this past year. There's no reason to take away things that, you know, there's no reason to take away things from ourselves anymore.
Yeah.
We need to get into that additive mindset. Like, okay, I ate ice cream last night. Maybe I might not eat ice cream this time. I might have a fruit instead. Things like that. Just add to your life instead of take away. It's really been a process. Like, it's weird. I'm two different people when I talk about body positivity. I can be the person that's very positive, and then I can also be the, you know, negative Nancy.
Yeah.
And it's interesting how, you know, your mind works that way, and how it can be backwards a little bit.
Right.
Again, you have to remind yourselves in those moments, the moments where you feel the most negative, and the moments you think like, oh, what she's saying is all BS. I'm telling you, 2 months ago, I would have probably watched this live and been like, this is BS. I need to look hot. Like, that's what I would have thought.
No.
But that type of mentality eventually catches up to you, and you don't get anywhere.
Right. Yeah.
You're less happy.
Right. Yeah. And I think another important message is like, even it's hard to say, like, just be body positive, like stop looking, you know, negative. And like the best way to like, you gradually build up to that positivity. And the first step to it is body neutrality. So just being grateful. Like, I have arms that work, my hands work. And once you have that neutrality and not negativity, then it's so much easier to build up that positivity. So that was the tip that I learned about. And I thought that was like a really good way of breaking it down. So it's not, you know, as much easier said than done. Like there's, you know, stepping stones. So
exactly. Grounding yourself and realizing that everyone has insecurities.
Right.
I mean, yesterday, Camila Cabello looked gorgeous in her bathing suit, but everyone obviously had to comment that she gained weight.
Oh,
because she's like this she's, you know, this, she's supposed to be the singer and everything. And I'm like,
Yeah.
when did weight and the way of a shape of a body determine whether she could sing or not? She's still a great singer. She's still an amazing performer. She
Hmm.
might have just gained like 10 pounds due to stress. Like it could have been stress. It could have been anything. I'm
Right.
not going to diagnose her.
Yeah.
Why why do we need to judge? Is she still not Camila Cabello? Like,
Yeah. You know, we really don't need to
you
look at
know?
that. Yeah.
Like she's still Camila Cabello dating Shawn Mendes and still a bad bitch. But like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
when did her weight make her more valuable?
Really doesn't. Yeah. That's crazy. I didn't even know that this is a thing, and it's not even. I've seen that a lot with pop culture. I think even Adele had like a huge thing. Oh,
When
a
she
long time
lost
ago.
weight, is she
Yeah.
not well if she loses weight?
Right. Yeah. Eh,
No.
yeah.
She's still Adele who sang Someone Like You and literally brought the world to tears. She's still
Right.
Grammy nominated, winning Grammys. Weight is not dependent on your beauty. Your it's not dependent on, you know, people work at all different weights. You know, like people
Right.
work entertainment at all different weights. It doesn't necessarily need to be this thing anymore.
Hmm.
Um, Especially with so many people who are representing us. I mean, you look at Aerie, the campaigns that they have, they're all about body positivity.
I love
Um,
those.
they,
Yeah.
they're, I mean, those are the bathing suits I wear. They're really interesting in the way that they handle this body positivity movement. And a lot of people will argue, you know, body positivity, oh, that's just allowing people to be unhealthy and allowing people to be fat. It's like, no, it's just genuinely accepting yourself for whatever, wherever you're at.
Right.
And
That's
if you want to lose weight, good
yeah.
for you. If you want to gain weight, good for you. Doesn't matter. Because as long as you're doing it in a healthy way for
Yeah.
yourself, why should the world care?
Yeah. No, for
I
sure.
don't know. Like, I don't know these people on the beach down the street wearing, you know, whatever. Like, I don't know their life. I don't know what they can afford. I don't know if they have a Whole Foods next to them or a Trader Joe's,
Hmm.
or if they only have a McDonald's and that's how it makes it work. I
Right.
don't know if this is their first vacation after 1.5 years of being in quarantine. I don't know if they have access to a gym. I don't know. So why should I care about someone else's body?
Right.
It's it's just it's just acknowledging the fact that this is yours, this is your temple, you've been living in it the longest.
Hmm.
Who
Yeah.
else has lived in this body? You know your metabolism, you know your qualms,
Hmm.
and you do what you want to do as long as it's healthy. As long as you feel good about yourself, there's no reason for the world to judge. There's no reason for you to judge yourself.
Yeah. No, and I think it goes both ways, like just looking at yourself in the mirror and like one being appreciative of like all that you have and like how, you know, all that, and also like loving yourself, but also when you're looking at other people as well, also breaking out of any sort of mentality, because I feel like we
Yes.
sometimes are ingrained with this whole thing or with like these unconscious sorts
Mhm.
of biases. So being more intentional with all of that is just so important. And once you are more intentional,
Exactly.
everything's so much more beautiful in a sense. So, yeah.
Exactly. Like I catch myself sometimes being like, "Oh, she gained 10 pounds." But she's still the same person. Like, why do I
Yeah.
care? Like,
Yeah.
because it's really ingrained, it really is ingrained in South Asian culture a lot because you hear the adults talking about children's bodies,
Mm-hmm.
other adult bodies, saying things that are just you shouldn't say to people.
Right.
Um, I remember last time I went to India, I was lighter than I am now, and I remember everyone was like, "Oh my God, you are so skinny," and blah blah blah. Meanwhile, these people didn't know that I was actually way less. I actually weighed less the last time I saw them, and I had gained 10 pounds that time. And
Wow.
I felt bad. I was going in there, I was like, these people are just going to call me fat. And they all were like, you're too skinny. And I was like, wait, last time I was okay. And then now this time I'm too skinny, even though I gained 10 pounds.
Confusing.
Now, if I go back there at this, like, at this point, I'll probably be too fat. So I can't win with other people because it's not,
Yeah.
but it's also like, why do I need to win with these people? I
Right.
don't.
Yeah.
So I don't like them commenting on my body and the way it is. Why should I be the one commenting on other people? Being like, oh, she gained 10 pounds. Oh, she did this. Oh, she did. Who cares?
Yeah.
Do I not have any better things to talk about?
Right. Yeah. No, that's so important. And I like 1000% agree. Like we should value people based off of like, Camila Cabello, her singing. Like it's really pointless to even look at people based off of their looks because like, when you're really talking to someone, you should value them for like, the conversations you have and not necessarily like how they look and all of that. And it's so important to break out of that. I think we even see this. I'm a college student, and I see that in like a college student level when people are commenting on like appearances and all of that stuff. So I think, yeah,
like and the thing is like there's also going too far and being like, I understand, the whole Demi Lovato situation where she told the frozen yogurt shop like they're being so crazy with the sugar-free options and gluten-free options, and that there's also extremes of body positivity where people feel like they're owed something. And I think the emphasis should be it's all within yourself and not what the world brings to the table, because the world is going to continue to do these things. It's just the way it is. It's up to you to change your mentality towards it so that eventually the world catches up.
Right.
The world doesn't follow you yelling at them. The world follows a confident woman being able to post a bikini pic and just having no F's given. Right. Or the world values a confident person talking about body positivity, or the world values those types of situations more than, yelling and screaming. It's just doing you.
Right.
They follow you. They don't follow, people yelling. They follow by example. And I think that's what we need to really like explain to people is that, we could yell and scream at people and their old habits all we want. But unless you just exude the confidence, and unless you walk into the room with that confidence, no one can tell you anything when you are feeling your best.
Right.
I know that for sure. Whenever I feel really good about myself, literally no one can tell. They can't tell me anything. Right. Because I feel good.
Yeah.
So it really is about you and putting the energy out. The energy that you bring is the energy that you will receive.
Right.
So it really is about that. And I also think it's why Lizzo is so successful, like as an artist.
Yeah.
She's playing the flute, she's dancing, she's singing, she's doing all these things.
Right.
And even though people are, trying to fat shame her and continuously like on her back, her confidence in her capabilities and her talent outweigh anything about her body.
Right. Yeah.
Like she brings so much energy and beauty in the world. I don't care,
Yeah.
Her music gets me through my day. Like, why should I care? So that and why should I care if she's so confident? Why should I? It makes me feel confident because I was like, if she can feel confident, I can sure as hell can feel confident.
Yeah.
And it's a domino effect.
Right. No, and I think what you're saying about confidence, right? Back to the whole Garam Girl Summer. Like, if you're confident, you exude that. And when you're able to post pictures of you being confident and, like, diversifying people's feeds by doing that, you set an example. And, like, really, it really does get the world to start following along with it. And it really starts with us, and I think the work that you're doing is so amazing. And I'm sure the picture that you posted like a couple of weeks ago, like I'm sure you look amazing. So
thank you.
Yeah,
it's funny though. This is the thing that it's so easy to trick people into thinking that you're confident, but you really have to feel it at the end of the day. Right. Yeah. So you're at the end of the day, you're the one living with yourself. more than anyone else.
Mm-hmm.
And if you personally don't feel good, that picture could get like thousands of likes. It doesn't matter because you don't feel confident.
Right.
But if you work on that and work on you, it really is the biggest payoff. It's the best investment,
Mm-hmm.
is taking the time to, it could be like literally a shopping spree that makes you feel more confident. It could be, working out. It could be anything that makes you feel confident. I think this time, especially, I keep emphasizing this pandemic because I think people really don't understand. I just watched another YouTuber. She was like, this was me. I was 10 pounds like this in this series that I did like months ago, and now it's coming out now, and this is what I look like now. And I was like, girl, why are you explaining yourself? Our bodies are going to change because we're moving more. Like, we were literally sitting at home for a year. This is a traumatizing experience. Your body holds trauma in different ways.
Yeah.
And so there's no need to have to explain yourself why you look different one month and look different another month. We've been going through so many like random changes. So rather than just be happy to put it out there and be like, yeah, my body changed, and I
Normalize it. Yeah. Yeah.
Normalize bodies changing. Normalize the fact that you will gain weight when something stressful happens, or you might lose weight when something stressful happens.
Yeah.
It's okay. You'll get back to where you need to be whenever or wherever you want to be, whenever you feel like it, and whenever you feel you can do it.
Right.
There's no timeline. It's no like, oh my God, in 3 months I'm going to lose like 10 pounds and now I'm going to look, then my life is going to change. Your life is going to change because you wanted it to change, not because of your weight, because weight is nothing.
Yeah. 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 No, that's so true. And I think this conversation was so important. So just thank you so much for being
Thank you for having me.
live. Yeah, no, I did my first ever Instagram live with you like last fall. So it's just crazy to think like, it's been a couple of months, but yeah, thank you.
I'm so grateful that you had me on today, and I love this series. I'm going to continue to watch it.
Thank you.
It's so amazing that you guys are taking on brown women's health. It is so important. I think many South Asian people do not take their health seriously, and the topic that you guys discuss is just, it's so important for our community to really talk about in the open.
Thank you.
Because the things that we hold in are truly, it just doesn't benefit our community. It doesn't benefit what we put out into the world. Like, I don't want our community to be known that we fat shame people, like I don't want to be known for not taking care of themselves. And it's great that you're taking that initiative, and I'm so appreciative to be a part of it.
No, yeah, no, thank you so much again. And like, also, if you haven't checked out, this is not the viewers, but if you haven't checked out, Amsi's singles or like her music, like definitely check it out. I follow you on Spotify. I love your music.
Thank you.
So yeah.
If you need a confidence boost, I have some good confidence boosting music. Maybe I'll make a playlist for you guys so Garam Girl can play it.
Yeah, no, definitely. I started
a Garam Girl Summer playlist.
Yeah, no, I started one, so I think I'm definitely gonna hit you up for that because I'd love to add your songs to it. Actually, that would be
perfect. That would be so good.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And I hope you have a great stay in Miami. Thanks for
thank you. This time will be better than last time for sure. I think I have a lot more.
Yeah.
I'll take some good, cute pictures for you guys. So follow Instagram at This Is Amsi.
Looking forward to seeing them. Yeah, thank you again. And yeah, I hope you have a great evening.
Thank you so much. Have a great evening. Bye.
Bye.